to the Athletes Canvas channel, where the athletes display their God-given gift, talent, and ability. I'm your host, OB, and today we are here to talk about the English Premier League. Yes, we are here to talk about the English Premier League. The English Premier League is the best league in the world. The English Premier League is the most exciting league in the world. The English Premier League is the most physical league in the world. And whenever you want to watch a good game of football or soccer, look no further than the English Premier League. Why I said the English Premier League is the best league in the world? All right, you have the team at the top, they are fighting for the title. The team in the middle are fighting for Europe, and the team at the bottom they are fighting for relegation. So each aspect of the table, a team is fighting for something, and that's what make the league so hard. That's what make the league so exciting. That's what make the league so good. That's what make the league so physical, because at each aspect of the table there's somebody's fighting, there's some team is fighting for something, and that's what makes the league so is the best league in the world. All right, let's jump right into it and talk about what happened in and around each Premier League and the games that play from Tuesday and fast forward to today. All right, the games that played Tuesday is Brighton versus Chelsea. And Brighton, they beat Chelsea 3 goals to nil. Brighton, they beat Chelsea 3 goals to nil. And Chelsea could not score a goal, not even a consolation goal. And and that's why I think, not only that, but they were losing prior to this game. They were losing. So Chelsea, they lose a certain amount of Premier League game without scoring a goal, a single goal. And the owner of Chelsea, they sacked Liam Rossinier. They sacked him. So he's no longer Chelsea head coach. He have been sacked. All right, let's move on to the next game. The next game we have that played on Wednesday, you have Manchester City played Burnley. Yes, Manchester City played Burnley at Burnley, and Manchester City, they won 1-0. Erling Haaland scored in the fifth minute, and people are saying that the floodgate gonna open, but Burnley, they fought and they fought and they fought, tried to get the equalizer, but they couldn't. They couldn't breach Manchester City defense. But on the other hand, Manchester City, they squandered quite a few chances. Could have made them, end up with 2 or 3 goals. They could have scored at least 2 or 3 goals, but they squandered their chances. So they could only, come up with 1 goal. So the 1 goal is enough to give them the 3 points. The 1 goal is enough to give them the 3 points. So they went on top of the league. They are the leaders. They are the leaders for the English Premier League for the first time. Yes, they are the leaders for the English Premier League for the first time since uh, since October, or since, yeah, since October. Yeah, Arsenal, they were leading all the way up Ch- um, until Manchester City beat Arsenal last Sunday. Yes, Arsenal was leading until Manchester City beat them 2-1 last Sunday. But all right, let's not get into that. We're not going back to that. But we are talking about the game that played between Burnley and Manchester City. Manchester City, they beat Burnley 1-0, so they took over the lead. They took over the lead in the English Premier League until Arsenal play their game. Anyway, we're moving on. All right. Wednesday, we have some games that play Wednesday, and we have Beaumont played Leeds United. Beaumont and Leeds, they played to a 2-all draw. Beaumont, they were 2 up, but Leeds clawed back themselves into the game to drew this game 2-2 apiece. Yes, they drew the game 2-2 apiece. Leeds 2, Beaumont 2, and they share the spoil. All right, the next game that we have played is South. Yes, Sunderland versus Nottingham Forest, and Nottingham Forest they trash Sunderland 5 goals to nil. Yes, Nottingham Forest trash Sunderland 5 goals to nil. And let me tell you, Nottingham Forest are fighting to move away from relegation. Yes, they are fighting to move away from relegation because it's a big relegation dogfight between Nottingham Forest, West Ham, Tottenham, and Leeds. Those are the teams that fighting to stay away from relegation. So Nottingham Forest 5 and Sunderland nil. All right, we're gonna jump and talk about the games that played today. Yes, we have some games played today and we have some scores for you. We have Aston Villa played Fulham, and Fulham they came up 1-0 winner. Fulham beat Aston Villa 1 goals to nil. So Aston Villa they are in fifth position. They are in fifth position on goal difference because Liverpool. All right, so let's not jump ahead of ourselves. So Fulham they beat Aston Villa 1 goals to nil. All right, let's move on to the next game. The next game we we saw Tottenham and Wolves go head to head, and boy, this game Tottenham they grind out a victory. Tottenham they squeezed out a victory. They beat Wolves 1-0, and they have to fight. They have to fight. They have to fight for this 1-0 win over Wolves. So Tottenham at one point Tottenham thought they were out of the relegation, but as soon as the other team on the other side win their game, they slip right back into it. So Tottenham won, Wolves nil. And let's jump right into that game between West Ham and Everton. And West Ham, they beat Everton 2-1. Yes, they beat Everton 2-1. And this game was 1-1 apiece until West Ham find that all important goal to win 2-1, and they hang on to that 2-1 victory. Yes, they hang on to that 2-1 victory. Because if the game would have been like this, Tottenham would have out and West Ham would have in the relegation. But because West Ham they win, they are out of the relegation. Yes, so West Ham 2, Everton 1. All right, let's jump right into the next game. The next game we have is Liverpool versus Crystal Palace. And Liverpool played at Anfield. And you know Anfield is like a fortress when it comes to Liverpool. You have to play perfect. You have to be on your A game to beat Liverpool at Anfield. Yes, so Liverpool they they trash Crystal Palace 3-1. Crystal Palace could not keep up with Liverpool. And Mo Salah, I think this is his last season. So, you know, make sure that, you know, his team, his team, you know, do well. So Arne Slot is feeling a whole lot better now because his team is winning. And right now, Liverpool, Manchester United, Aston Villa, they all on 58 points. They all on 58 points. But Manchester United, they played a game less. They have a game in hand. So they can go solely to capture third spot. All right, let's jump right into the next game. The next game we have is Arsenal versus Newcastle. And Arsenal, man, that game leave fans biting their nails. That game leave fans holding their head. That game leave fans sitting on the edge of their seat because Newcastle, they push Arsenal all the way to the final whistle. They press them, they push them, they attack them, they do everything to score, to equalize, but it didn't happen. Arsenal score in the 11th minute by Eberechi Eze, scored a beauty, a routine corner kick, a set piece routine corner kick, and he scored that one. Keeper have no chance, no chance whatsoever. So Arsenal won, Newcastle nil. So Arsenal, they went back at the top of the Premier League because Manchester City, they played the FA Cup today and they beat Southampton 2 goals to 1. Yes, they beat Southampton 2 goals to 1. So I'm telling you, this thing is getting interesting. This league is getting interested. This league is firing up because Arsenal, they went back at the top of the table on 3 points with a goal difference, one single goal difference. Yeah, they beat Newcastle today by 1 goals to 0. All right, we have a lone game coming up in Monday. There will be no game tomorrow, but there will be a lone game between Manchester United and Brentford. And I can tell you that game going to be a mouth-watering game because Brentford, they have their eye on Europe. Manchester United, they have their eye on the Champions League. That's why I always said the English Premier League is the best league in the world. And each team have something to play for. Each team are playing for something. And that's why it is so hard because no team that's going to come and give you 3 points. No team going to come and just lay down for you to walk over them. No, they're going to fight. If you want to get 3 points, you have to fight for that 3 points. Yes, I have to fight. So, there you have it for the English Premier League roundup. Like, share, and subscribe to the Athletes Canvas channel where the athletes display their God-given gift, talents, and ability. Until next time, walk good, my friend.